You know, I considered trying to begin speaking before that last track was up, but once it got into the part where it incorporated all manner of voice stuff into it, then I didn't really feel like I had any choice but to just let it play out as long as possible and see exactly where it was going, because, gosh, I don't know. Even though I only played through that game once, and that was several years ago now, I can't say I can conjure up whatever context that was meant for very easily, but well, I'm sure it was a very interesting combination of resources. Whatever scene that actually resulted in, but yes, I'm here. And I was thinking of doing something different today, but in the end, it seems that circumstances pretty much didn't allow for me to spend as much time on focusing on stuff for now as I kind of hoped they would, so in the end, I'm pretty much only able to start this now, which means that it is, you know, in summarized terms, time for another stream in which I do stuff in a very disorganized and haphazard fashion, as demonstrated by the fact that that logo image is still on the side there, even though it probably shouldn't be. There it is. I found the correct number for it. This, however, is never out of place. The good old yo-yo gif. So let's see. A couple of things that I reckon I ought to check to see if they're here as well. If I remember, there were a couple of text sources. Yeah, there we go. By a couple I mean apparently just one. I don't know whether I thought there would be more than one, but not really. But we do have the wheel. Let me see. Do I have the wheel? Did I put the window with the wheel and the timer on it here or there? And if I start like clicking window sources, will they actually capture that? Oh no, apparently it will. Oh, and apparently this GIF is kind of in the process of covering up the wheel at the, not the wheel, but well, it will cover up the wheel if I actually switch to tab that has the wheel, but not the timer at the moment. I suppose I had better go ahead and make some kind of a note here to indicate that window capture 4 isn't just window capture 4, it is also the one that I actually use to capture the timer, so I'm rename that to show exactly what it is. Not that you can see what I'm doing, but rest assured it is a very focused and organized endeavor. Just like each and every one of these streams has demonstrated with pretty much everything that has come out of my mouth in the past 5 minutes or so. But anyhow, yes. The way this works, I suppose I might as well go over one more time, is that I hopefully am able to, capture this window that has a wheel on it right now. I take a large number of games that have come from the chase, well, pretty much stuff that's in the chase, for those of you who know what that is, and select a bunch of them based on, well, I don't select them right now, obviously they're all already there, but I have selected a bunch of them based on basically some fairly arbitrary criteria, including but not limited to estimated completion time and whether or not I have decided whether I want to actually, I guess, commit to streaming them at any point in any other circumstance. Which I'm sure I put very clearly, basically. Do I want to bother giving them like a dedicated stream, or do I just want to kind of do a quick demo? That is probably a better way to put what I mean right now. So I spin the wheel, and whatever it is that this lands on, I end up playing for 20 minutes, and hopefully, too, it's not something that's I am catastrophically unprepared for, which may very well have happened if with at least one game that I ended up having to hastily take off the wheel. I hadn't done a quick check on that right before I started, but anyway. Let's just go ahead and give it the first spin. Got time for a decent chunk of games, I would imagine. Let's see what we end up with. Oh boy. I'm very close to, well, I guess when all of the entries are this narrow, I suppose that's kind of about to happen, but I'm very close to one of the boundaries between two entries there, but apparently the entry was the one that had lingered on the winning position for close to the end there, which is Bubble Ghost, which apparently is, if my understanding is correct, was chosen to be a microsode because of the fact that music came from Hitoshi Sakimoto, who has done things that sound much better than Bubble Ghost, but nevertheless there it is. So let's see, I head over to this thing just to get it ready. Not because I'm actually going to be relying on, or not relying on anything, not because I'm actually going to be like very strict with the time limit, just so it's visible from now. Rather, what the time limit ends up being with the way that I do things pretty much is just start it whenever it seems that I'm gaining control. Which will hopefully happen soon if I can at least saunter over to where I can get hold of this here game. I am just as organized with the way that I store things as I am when running these streams, which I'm sure you'll all be able to appreciate. But yeah, here we go. Let me see. Should be able to make this resolve with self-recapture, and indeed I am. Right, I guess I suppose for the purposes of this, let's go ahead and fade out the soundtrack that we have. And also probably take a quick look at the volume mixer, because I think it's a little bit jarring how loud some of the 8-bit soundtracks can seem from some of these games, and yet I say this having observed in a few different ways that I actually have turned down the volume of the emulator. And it is at, I don't know, like 2/3 right now. It still feels, I feel like I'm gonna leave it like that. There's probably not much of a point to push it beyond that point at the moment. But yeah, this is Bubble Ghost, I guess. Can tentatively just start the timer as soon as I press start. I'm going to assume that that's gonna put me in a you can probably do stuff now position. Apparently in 1990 or 89 game, depending on who you ask. Infogrames was involved, Nintendo was involved, because I'm pretty sure this only came out. Did this only come out on the... actually, never mind, I am not too sure that this only came out on the Game Boy, but if it didn't, then it doesn't really matter, because the Game Boy version is the one that Chase uses, so... For all intents and purposes, this is the one that is to be focused on here, so let's just go ahead and push start and see where that leaves us. Well, I guess not immediately. It is that we do anything, but then it pretty much is. Alright, here we go. I think, maybe, possibly. Okay, I apparently was not in control at the very beginning of that motion there, but now it appears that I am. Okay, I think I can get it. Yeah, I think I get it. It does appear that what you do, please note that I very much walked into this with no knowledge whatsoever of what the intended objective or mechanics of the game were. Apparently you move around and you push the bubble around with your breath and die. What if you push it down into the shoe? Oh, you also die. I'm guessing that the number that you have on the bottom left is like the chances that you have. And I'm guessing that's pretty much all you do. Just push it around like so and try to get it into the receptacle in the corner there. Without that happening at the very last possible moment like it just did. And if I'm not mistaken, there's like 30 something rooms. This is something that, don't ask me how I know this, and yet I don't know how to play the game, but I do, just do. There's like 30 something rooms that you can go through in this game. And it just ends, but the question is, will we be able to do that at all? and be within 20 minutes, the 20-minute time limit that I have imposed for myself for each of these games. The chances don't seem very good, especially considering that apparently the bubble can pop even if it's not actually touching anything, such as, yeah. It's really not very clear what is causing the bubble to pop when it comes into this zone right here. I'll try this one more time and apparently just die. Well, let's continue. Leaderboard attempt here. That's something that comes up all the time. Am I supposed to like put out the candle before I... Well, it doesn't seem like me doing anything over here before I do anything. With pushing the bubble over there makes a difference. I try one more time and apparently, no, it doesn't make a difference. You figure. Not yet, it didn't even occur to me that apparently I might even have the ability to interact with other things in the environment, but... Oh, okay. Never mind. Apparently it just had to be done in a very specific fashion. Question is, will that make a difference? Because I don't know. It seems finicky enough that I question a lot of things as I experience this, but apparently that was in fact the only secret that was a necessity for... Well, it sure is nice that I'm getting achievements out of it anyway, but for this... So now that I've taken care of that, these pulsating blocks seem a little suspicious. Do I need to be worried about them, or more accurately, to what degree do I need to be worried about them? Doesn't seem like... oh shit. Like I might too much, so... Ooh, okay. Very much on the edge there, but I will take it. I suppose from here on out what I need to... what I probably will feel compelled to do is just like go around. Here and there. Can't see if there's anything I can do. Oh, okay. I'm not sure what difference it made for me to interact with this thing, but I'm guessing that because the fan turned off, that was somehow providing power to the fan, which I'm guessing would have also blown the bubble in an unfortunate fashion had I left it unchecked, but I suppose that's half of the puzzle here, just... Oh, okay. Was that because of something I did? I do not believe that it would have been, but... I also kind of noticed that I had my, I guess, 5 tries back. I'm guessing that might be on a... Well, I did get a game over before. So my momentary thought that it might be on like a hole-by-hole basis or something like that, or like something that I do gives me extra chances, might not be on the mark after all. I'm guessing that what I'm doing here is the more complicated but probably more advisable route for this. Okay, question is to make that, yeah, there we go, make a difference. And how far will this go? I'm actually a little bit curious about that now, given that I still fully intend to stick to the time limit that I have imposed. I wonder if you get unlimited continues as well, that would be nice. Alright, there we go. Just have to be very fortunate with the timing for that thing in this room, I suppose. On, off. What is going on and off here? It doesn't seem to be the fan. It seems like the fan is always on. Except when I turn it off like that, but then... what is this for? And actually I need to move the window a little bit, at least this one here. I see this one here, but never mind. Might be a couple of windows that might be a good idea for me to move around. There we go. Just kind of trying to figure out which part of this room, I'm guessing over here, is the one that I'm supposed to push the bubble to as a means of earning victory. Still not entirely certain what the... I also like used up most of my bonus. Surely that's not like a hard time limit for getting through the stage though. That would be not great. But even if it was, I guess it didn't make a difference. Here's a snack. Do I want to do something with... yep, apparently I want to get rid of a snack. And I want to push the bubble through here. That seems like a little demanding, I would say. And now I have to get rid of the snack again. Will this be enough to get through the gap? Yes, I suppose so. Ah, jeez. So there's definitely a bit of a finessing element for pretty much everything in this game. It seems not entirely unreasonable at least, but I partly got 50k points. And that was not worthy enough to get us another achievement from the good old retro achievement lot, I don't know, repertoire. Did I use that like my 0 life? No, I do have a 0 life. So I'm definitely gonna have to use another container here if I just keep going, but that's what happens. And the alternative is to just stop and not be able to experience stuff anymore. I don't think there's any particular shame in it. Maybe we made the whole thing. I don't know, I guess as I keep going this does kind of have like a bit of a like old-timey puzzle flash game energy where you just kind of spend some time on this if you don't have much else to do. I'm not too sure what the best course of action is going to be here. This seems a little unnecessarily tricky, assuming that we can't change anything about the layout of the stage. It doesn't seem to be the case. Oh, it's game over again. Surprise. And oh, well, score resets. I'm guessing that's like the only real consequence. So if all that you really care about is getting to the end of all these stages, then sounds like that's a very grievous consequence after all. But, yeah, I'm not too sure how I'm gonna be able to get past this if I can't do anything about these things on the top, which I don't believe that I can. I don't see any indication that that would be possible, so we might be here for the next 10 minutes. That is entirely something that could happen. I suppose we will see. Not that time. Nope, never mind. Apparently right after I say that is how much to nail it. My work of miracle. Some things are very fickle indeed. Now let's see. Just kind of going along with the flow here, but I probably should try to get into the habit of at least trying to survey the layout of the stage before I start moving stuff around. Seems like a good idea. Oof, okay. Also have to remind myself that yes, I do need to... Oh, come on. I do need to, like, move myself forward instead of just holding down the button in order to keep the bubble moving steadily. It can be a little bit hard to remember. I think that's entirely unreasonable to forget, considering the circumstances. Okay, so I made it this far. How can we get this thing down there? I guess just like this, just continuing with the angle. Fortunately, if you manage to get it in the gap, the angle is lined up pretty conveniently. How do I... Is that supposed to be like an elephant head? Can I blow your ear? Oh, pachyderm, yeah. Not too sure what... well, the elephant's still there, it didn't disappear or anything. And there's cat down here, just going up and down. Not sure what would have been different if I hadn't blown in the elephant's ear, but let's see if I can get this thing through. Or at least make the attempt. misalignment will do that, I guess. This could be an opportunity for me to find out exactly how not surveying the changes in the environment will screw you over, but so we'll just do everything that we can, or try to, even though you get like, I don't know, it feels like tooth surgery or something. Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that, but it's a little bit difficult to maneuver when you get the bubble right next to you. You're supposed to like face something else. It's in close proximity to the bubble, but not right next to it. Alright, that could have been worse at least. Very nice of this game to just reset score when you die. If this had been an arcade game, I doubt that would be the case. Well, maybe not if you have like oh shit. If you have enough money to just keep feeding into it. It seems a little suspect. It seems like I can just push it across, but might as well blow on TV before that happens. Not that that stops these barriers from continually appearing, but apparently this is good enough. I wonder if no, I don't think we would have been able to like push the bubble up, because that would have like those dark star thingies were in the way. That seems a lot simpler than some of the other stages that we've done. But that did make me wonder for a moment if there were like alternative paths depending on like if you push the bubble this way or that, but I'm thinking no, that is not in fact the case. Okay, this seems like a very precise thing is needed here. I can't just, oh, never mind, I can just blow a spider out of the way, which I get the feeling is actually the correct choice for this stage, given that, you know, upon closer inspection it doesn't really seem like the middle or bottom paths are very viable to navigate. Even if you manage to get the ball through the narrow space. This seems at least kind of doable. Let's see, watch I fuck this up. Or not. A different sort of spite, you see. When I say that I am going to fail, I am not afforded that opportunity. It's a bit of a universal reverse psychology, you might say. Wait, what? Can we not... No, but... what? Okay, apparently trying to go diagonal just instantly pops the bubble in that stage. Oh wait, but that's game over. Okay, never mind, I thought we were actually gonna come kind of close to whatever the end of this game is, but apparently not, never mind. We got 4 characters to input into this though. So, might as well take this rare opportunity to express something very, very accurately. Made it to hole 18 with a score that we set several times, but it was above 50k, which apparently is the important part there. And I'm guessing that's pretty much all that this is. Very arcadey in that sense. I'm kind of wondering what is happening like at the very beginning of the game here before you actually gain control. In those first few seconds that warrants that very aggressive sounding series of like scales sounding off like that. Well, I wonder, now that I've spent upwards of 15 minutes with this game, if I'll be able to like finesse my way through the parts of this game that I already have played. I don't know, I feel like if this is the kind of game that if I did own it as a kid, at any point I would feel a little like there could have been more to this game. I say as someone who had a Game Boy Color as his first game system that I ever owned for myself. I feel like the stuff that I played on there, with the exception of fucking Pokemon, was... I don't know, felt Nothing this arcadey, that's for sure, but then again I also had fucking the Game Boy Color version of the licensed game, which I think was the only version, as a matter of fact, of the licensed game of the movie Quest for Camelot. Oh, well, there you go, we get another achievement, which apparently to make it this far without losing any lives gets you 6 lives. Is this the right way? I'm pretty sure this is the right way, yeah. Oh yeah, Quest for Camelot on the Game Boy Color, which is actually a pretty terrible Zelda-esque thing. And yet one that colors quite a bit of my early playing video games memories. That and Link's Awakening, which was actually great. And continues to be great. Oh shit. And perhaps a few more things that I am utterly failing to remember at this point. Like my memories of mobile gaming are actually kind of, well, by mobile I don't mean like cell phone gaming, I mean handheld gaming are probably a bit more hazy before like the DS days. Because I'm pretty sure the same kind of vagueness would apply to the stuff that I play on Game Boy Advance. Once upon a time I actually found a copy of Tekken Advance that was left behind on like a bus. I did not understand it, so I just ended up giving it away. Well, there were quite a few good things that I played on there as well. Especially considering that was well beyond the point when I had anything to do with Pokemon. Dine was the only option, there weren't enough characters for yikes or even shoot. True. These things that are definitely coming to mind when I go back into the stage. I try to line myself up just right so that I don't end up pushing this like the one extra pixel that it needs to move in order to shoot. In order to reach the limit and just pop. Really just kind of living on the edge there. Oh boy. Well, back to this point. Being that I've spent 10 minutes here, but I get the feeling that we will spend the last several moments of this particular playthrough in this room, because I don't think, yeah, I'm gonna be able to get past that thing again with any kind of ease. I don't think that the very superficial amount of getting used to the controls of this game that I've done in the past 20 minutes have prepared me for actually being able to make this any easier, so I suppose the last thing that I will do for now is just figure out whether or not I'm actually going to be able to pull that off again, or if this is where my dexterity comes to an abrupt close, which I get the feeling that I am very much in the process of seeing the answer to that, even as I speak of this intention. Yeah, there we go. Continue or start? Well, I guess start is literally just go back to the beginning. And this time we'll go with good old which technically is a higher score, even though we didn't get as far as the other one. Because it died less frequently in the beginning. But yeah, there we go, that's Bubble Ghost, which has like, honestly, probably just two more tracks other than the one that made it into the microsode, which are the one you're hearing now. Which to be fair is like an even shorter loop. No intro or anything, and I think there's probably another track at the, if you actually manage to beat the game. Not that I would know what that would sound like at all, but yeah. Well, there you go, that is that game. Game which I was actually a little bit surprised had that retro achievements integration, but it does. So there you go, I can officially call Bubble Ghost a game that I have played in this year. And that I have played for a significant amount of time. As significant as you would need to actually consider, or come close to beating the game anyway, but yeah, there we go. Oh shit, it occurs to me that, well, it occurs to me nothing. Has this thing been playing in the background that I haven't been, like, showing the thing? I feel like maybe that happened. Or not, no. Never mind. Apparently this started up and I just muted it right as it started up. Huh, that is strange. What is that? Korwa nan no game. I don't recognize the last kanji. Okay. I kinda wish that I had a way to answer that off the top of my head, but I don't think I do. Fortunately, my understanding of Japanese is still very limited, but that was Bubble Ghost. The first of various games that I suspect we will be going through tonight. Hello, Chucky. Let's find out what the next one will be. I've managed to add that one to the list of stuff that I have at least seen. I came very close to going past the one that I lingered on for like the past few seconds, but not quite. Now we got Rock Knight Adventures, which we will be removing from this one and also from this thing here. Time to see exactly how this is going to go. Let's see. I should have this ready. I did check a bunch of this stuff specifically before I started things up. So let me see. That would probably help if I actually got that thing out of the way. I need to recenter this. Oh, it occurs to me that I also completely forgot to freaking use the use this thing. At least for the first game. So it could have been worse, all in all, but I will actually fix this now. I guess Rocket Knight Adventures on a new line. There we go. Time to fade out the spooky music so that we can actually hear the sound of this game, which I think I'll actually go ahead and bring back up to like whatever the normal level is right now, 26. Hold on. There we go. Boost the volume a little bit more on my end and see where that leaves us. But yeah, here we go, Rocket Knight. A game that I have extremely limited exposure to, and yet will probably be a good thing to go back to. I say go back to even though I literally pretty much, I didn't outright say it, but I am strongly implying, and I am completely confirming it now that I have never actually touched this. But it is coincidentally one of these soundtracks that I ended up practicing by myself to the point that I feel like I shouldn't have problems identifying anything from this game that shows up in the chase. And see if I can actually make that make a little bit more sense now by, you know, actually playing the game. Rocket Knight Adventures, one of two games that has this dude in it, I believe, the other one being Sparkster. Oh. Well, I would have liked to go into the options menu, but I don't. My complete unfamiliarity with what the Sega Genesis stuff is actually supposed to be like. Wait, what? Children, easy, normal, and hard. I don't think I've seen a game where children and easy are like two separate difficulty settings here, but it does seem like easy is the default one, so you know, who am I to argue with that? I only have 20 minutes to do this anyway, so we can attack, jump, and attack, and I'm not sure which of these face buttons that I'm using. I don't think I have enough face buttons to match the number of face buttons that the Genesis controller had. Unless I do. I'm just confused, and I think I do, never mind. Is this like an actual sound test for BGM, or... Yeah, it is. I was wondering if it was for BGM or for sound effects, but apparently it is, in fact, a sound test that you can access just immediately, so let's just actually play the game this time. Just pretend that I never went into the options screen at all, and here we go. So let's start her up now. It looks very angrily at the aristocratic pig in the sky, like in a game opening that I remember seeing a long time ago when I was like a very bored guy trying out like as many, well, doing something not entirely dissimilar to what I'm doing here today, which is trying out as many old games on emulator as possible, just to kind of pass the time. I'm pretty sure there was a Super Nintendo game based on, I want to say, some movie adaptation of the comic book The Shadow, which had an intro sequence that was very much like that one. But I suppose for now we can add this to the compendium of games, where there are very prominently featured available space. Oh boy. I wonder what the intended course of action is here, though. I appear to have hit a bit of a snag already. I don't seem to have a double jump or a wall jump or anything like that. Oh, but I do appear to have something weird if I charge up my attack. Okay, I guess that's what I'm supposed to do. Found it. Suppose when the old trick that I tried to do at first, which is just assuming that the charging your jump thing from Mario 2 is going to work, which apparently it definitely isn't. I expect things to try to figure out how this thing that of course happens to be on a Sega console, oh, that's unfortunate, can make itself similar to Sonic. Oh, well, that was rude. Am I still being chased by that thing? Yeah, I guess they're not gonna let me through until I take care of these guys. Just let themselves come at me and I just spam the attack button. Seems to be working out pretty well so far. There's probably a few different ways that I can do this. It seems like, yeah, whenever I let go, it just does a very... oh, Jesus. Very strong jump in whatever direction I hold. It's gonna be a bit of a puzzle to navigate with this and that at this point. I'm pretty sure I missed a few of those, whatever they were, berries. I don't need them, clearly. Maybe they would have helped me, like, restore some health, or maybe I did restore some health, and I did just, like, lose a life, and that's why I have some health right now, but... okay, spamming doesn't seem to be working quite as well as it did before. I think I need a slightly more focused spamming now. Now let me see, if I do this, okay. Okay, apparently I can't avoid damage even if I duck, even though it seemed to be working at least for a moment. But it does appear that I can out-DPS the boss to some degree anyway. Oh boy. Then I'm walking on the wall of the waterfall. I'm not too sure what happened there, but okay. Wait, what? It just set me all the way back, even though I thought I actually... well, not all the way back to like the very start of the stage, but at least as far back as this climb. That is a bit bizarre. I guess I'm gonna try this one more time, beginning with... yeah, these fucks. I think I did avoid damage there. But once this guy shows up, how can I avoid being utterly destructed? I suppose doing this charge attack alliance does seem to be not entirely a bad idea. Does seem to be doing okay, except when it doesn't actually have a chance to charge up. Alright, yeah. It's happening again. Yeah, I'm very confused as to what exactly the perspective is supposed to convey here, like... it seemed like this thing was a waterfall that was entirely in the background before. Even though this thing is like already in the process of perennially blowing up, I'm still supposed to continue to attack it, which seems very strange indeed. Or just at least bounce it off. Just looking like I can very, very reliably just bounce it off. Yeah, if I just keep doing like the no direction charge, but It is starting to feel a little repetitive now, but... It kind of makes me wonder if there's something else I should be doing, but no, apparently not. Oh boy. And I'm being reminded of something that was going through my mind at first, but which I completely forgot to mention, which is, I'm pretty sure the first time that I ever saw this character in a video game wasn't in any of the, well, either of the video games that he was actually from, but rather... rather, it was in the very notorious Flash game Donkey Kong's Angry Smash Fist, done by Mockery, which I'm pretty sure is also what introduced me to well, I'm pretty sure, speaking of that game, that's also where I saw this Dragon Boss, and I'm pretty sure those dudes that were in the flying section. Well, in this very flying section before this guy showed up, that is. I'm phrasing that in a very confusing fashion. And that is also the very section... Well, there was like a... How do I phrase this? I'm confusing myself because I don't know how to elucidate things clearly, but... There was a flying section in that Flash game that was, I'm pretty sure, supposed to be a callback to this, you know, this part of this game. But instead of having this music, it had the boss theme from Fester's Quest, which was my introduction to that. Oh boy, well, I do have 3 credits, so why not? Let's go ahead and push start to confirm that. Oh wait, what? I'm all the way, well, I say all the way back here. I guess I at least should have this down pat at this point. How many games out there with evil pigs, Zelda Rocket Knight, Toma? Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who thinks of a very particular kind of meme video when the question of evil pigs in video games comes up, which is pretty sure the reason why I mentioned it in the first place. Can't forget the ones in Mother and in Diddy Kong Racing. Okay, so took care of that first phase already. I'm going to assume that there's absolutely no reason not to just stick to the same thing that I did before, which is just bounce this guy off me whenever he gets close by just charging up the attack. If I try to get close myself instead of that, then I just end up losing more health. So yeah, it seems like we're gonna be here for a minute. I think it rained a couple times today. It is very much the summer humid season where it seems like the sky is cloudy every single day, and it does rain nearly every day, it seems. But when it does, it's at kind of unpredictable and inconsistent times. But it doesn't seem to happen very frequently outside of the afternoon, like it almost never does rain in the morning, for example. So if you are going to go out and run an errand, you probably ought to do it in the morning. At least if you don't have like a car or something. Which is pretty much a reason why I ended up leaving an errand unfinished today. But probably will take care of it tomorrow. Okay, so I think I did manage to like get some hits in on this guy before. Don't know why I'm being so terrible at it now. And yeah, the Flash game that I first saw these characters in, they're on screen right now. And the Fester's Quest music had those balloon enemies that showed up before this dragon dude did, and I'm pretty sure it also had some enemies that I'm guessing were from Mega Man. They were like flying penguin and missile monsters. Okay. I think I'm getting it now. Which Mega Man they were from or what they're actually called, I would not be able to tell you, as you might expect, but just based on the style of the sprite work that they had, I'm guessing that's what they were. Oh, shoot. It does hurt quite a bit if you touch the monster at all during apparently I'm forced to assume that I wasn't that far off from actually being able to destroy it before with how I was doing. Oh, okay. I guess these guys are not my enemies. I wonder who these rat people that I am apparently accompanying with... What am I doing? I'm guessing that you're not supposed to... Okay, yeah. To do fucking wall jumps like in Metroid, for example. But rather just exploit the... Oh, what the fuck, okay. I see. Wasn't really expecting that. And given that the stage is scrolling by itself, I'm not entirely sure how much I could have done to really avoid that. Or did I die because of the getting crushed against the wall? I don't know, it seems pretty... How exactly do I deal with this kind of thing? But... At least I only have so long to embarrass myself with this game. Fixed to the time limit. Alright, let's see. Now that I'm at least expecting the very unusual thermodynamic reaction to happen there. Ow. Can I make it past? It does seem like what they expect you to do is, if I'm understanding this correctly, to make it to like the edge of the screen. Or what pretty much would be the edge of the screen before the... Jesus Christ. Before the blasts start appearing. At which point... Oh, well, I used one of those gems, but too bad. At which point you just stay put and duck and hope that nothing hits you. Oh, Jesus. I'm pretty sure I did see something up there that might have been worth getting, but maybe not. Yeah, pretty sure I just saw another one of these hole-in-the-wall sprites, and yet... I thought for a moment that that would be another... like a different item from these red gems, but apparently it was not to be. Oh boy. I thought I was gonna get screwed there, but apparently if you bounce off of the fire with the... while you're in the animation of like the super lunge thing, it doesn't count as... Oh boy. Like you don't take damage, which is pretty nice at least, but I guess, yeah. Ooh. It seems like abusing the super lunge seems it's gonna be the... or just a super attack, I don't know. It's not really a launch if you do it like with the neutral direction, that's the thing. Okay, so I'm guessing you can't hurt the boss at all with this skill on, which will do anything. Seems very unfortunate indeed. Okay, there you go. Oof, okay, yeah. That thing does sure stay on there for quite a long while, eh? Am I dead? Sure I'm dead. I wonder if I'm gonna be able to like beat this boss at all. I have to redo this screen, so maybe not. But hey, I feel like every single time that there's like an old school platformer like this, or at least an old school platformer like this that is not Castlevania and that I'm already very deeply acquainted with, you're gonna be able to see my incompetence in this for full display. That is the tendency here. At least it will not be terribly protected. Okay. So I actually got that on the first try this time. I only got an extra life and also full health, so... Let's see if we can do any better this time. Okay, there does seem to be a pattern at least if you take the time to observe, but it's not random. Oh boy. So I'm guessing the only thing that you really have to do here is be patient. Just be patient and dexterous and keep the thing charged up. Okay. Yeah. Doesn't seem too bad actually. I think of it that way. Alright, never mind. Right after I say I really suck at this game, I managed to beat the boss with like full health. That was the Kingdom of Sebulus, it seems. Level 1, which I think has like 2, well, definitely has a variety of BGM over the course of that level, but as far as just like quote-unquote normal state BGM, I think there's at least 2. At least if my very cursory observations that I can remember from the soundtrack are any indication. Oh no, what is this purple man's doing? That's really dangerous, you know, I see. Having bounced off fire. And dashed headlong into things in a very willy-nilly fashion. Alright, stage 2 time, which I don't think is something that's in the chase, but anyhow. Oh boy. Well, that seems to be a very good time to try to use the invincibility that you get from doing the directed lunges, especially given that I don't know that there's really much of a chance to reach this thing's weak spot without doing that. Actually, should I be using the super attack? I guess maybe, possibly. Not necessarily, but yeah. When it comes to these guys, just spamming the normal attack might be a somewhat better idea. Ooh, oh shit. I'm guessing that if that thing touches me, it will not be optimal. Ooh, okay, wasn't expecting to bounce all the way down here. I'm guessing that what you're meant to do here is this, yeah. This sounds very hollow. But then what? Oh, I see. I mean, I don't see very clearly what I see now. It's actually pretty interesting design, I would say, for a game this old. Whoopsie. Okay, I think I see a weak spot at least. Okay, I get it. This really reminds me of a game that was made by a Spaniard indie game developer. It's pretty much like a riff on Ghosts and Goblins, but based on Spanish folklore. Pretty sure there's a boss in that game called Sarrampla that's just like a big flying worm with a face. That I think is based on like a nursery rhyme. Just like, go to bed or the monster will get you, but then they never actually describe the monster or anything. You're just kind of left to imagine it as whatever it is that, well, not whatever it is that anything, just could be anything. And like I chose to depict it as a big flying segmented worm with a face. And yeah, lots of flashing going on. I'm not sure actually what the function of these pipes were in this part, but I suppose I see now. Well, I think I do get, like, the vibe of this game. To a certain extent. Again, I can't believe that it took me the better part of 20 minutes to get to the point where I can say that with some confidence, but speaking of the better parts in 20 minutes, I don't think there's too much more left of that, as it were, at least we made it to the end of that screen. Okay. I would say we could keep going until something happens, such as, well, losing all my lives. Or, wait, didn't I already have 2 lives? I don't know. Well, I was actually trying to figure out if I could make it back onto the platform, but I guess I will try to make it back onto the end of the screen just to remind myself how utterly trivial that it seemed at this point. I've never managed to do that so smoothly before. And well, I'm here trying to figure out, like, are we just supposed to like make it all the way to the right? Yes, we are. Wasn't entirely clear on that, but I'll meet to a different point where the music is different. So I might as well take this as my cue to say, yep, I sure made it this far, and I'm gonna do a save state. Let's go. Well, I will go, but perhaps not in the way that you're expecting. But yeah, I'm sorry, Sparkster, but I must abandon you at this point. Because the 20 minutes are up, and I can see that that was Rocket Knight. At least a little bit of Rocket Knight that I was able to experience. Bit of a... I would say an interesting experience if that wasn't like the what should I call it? Probably the most generic opinion that you could say about any of these games. Yeah, it's interesting. It sure is a game. But no. Like I did end up having the same kind of thing as I did with the prior game. Which is to say, I wasn't sure what I was expecting, but I guess I get a little bit more than whatever that was. I guess I better just leave it at that. Anyway, let's see if we can grab another game. How did you get your name? I think I actually had a command that was related to that, I don't remember. If that command, if it still exists, if it would do anything other than literally just throw out a link, but basically it's like the name that I have on here is from a short story by Clark Ashton Smith called Dark Eidolon, which I think is in itself the name the mirror that's in that story is derived from the name Ahriman spelled backwards, which is something that I pretty much discovered by accident. But oh boy. For the next game here we have Monty on the Run. In that, with any luck, I should be able to just start up and check out, and which may or may not end up in pretty much the exact same boat as both of the games I have tried so far tonight. It's like, oh boy, I have absolutely no idea or expectations for myself as to how badly I'm gonna be doing in this game, but then I'm gonna find something surprising about the game itself, or something, I don't know. But yeah. I can't remember. I'm trying to remember exactly when I read that story. I think it was around like 2014 or something, quite a while back. But yeah, Clark Ashton Smith, one of the big three famous people who used to publish many years ago in like the 1920s and 30s in Weird Tales magazine, along with H.P. Lovecraft and Rudy Howard. And I haven't read a lot of Howard stuff yet, but out of what I have read, I feel like Clark Ashton Smith might have like my favorite sort of literary style out of those guys. Let me see though. Somewhere around here I will be able to find... something resembling a Commodore 64 thing that I can use to get this on the screen. Alright, I guess I actually will shrink this a little bit instead of just like doing a line break, but let me see if I am not mistaken. Oh, this thing's still like there. Hold on a moment, let me take care of that. I don't think I need this like open at all right now, as a matter of fact. Let me see. What I need right now is this. The question is, will I be able to capture it just by doing that, or will I have to do something different? Oh, there he goes. So let's see, Monty on the Run. It should just be a matter of doing, I think this. If I can remember exactly how I am supposed to do this. shouldn't be too hard. I did this like once or twice before. Okay, for some reason this thing is not in the order that I thought it was gonna be, but no matter. Let's see here. I think this is what I want. No, hold on. No, it's this. I think all I have to do is this. Let me see. Possibly. Maybe. No. Yes. Oh boy. I thought I had gotten it, but apparently not. Hold on, let me just do this real quick. And then try to do this again, because I thought it was just a matter of doing this and just like... Yeah, that's it. Maybe not. Boy, oh boy. Oh, never mind. Probably just failed to realize that I needed to click that instead. Alright, there we go. Alright, Monty on the run. I don't think this has a loader, like a special loader thing or anything, so we can just do the warp speed thing. I believe. If I can just remember what it is. It's not Control W, which is what I almost press, it's Alt W. But yeah, let's go into warp speed for a moment as I wait for the thing to come into usability. SAP 64, it's great to get it. Britain's brightest monthly for Commodore 64 so far. I don't know if we're still in time for this this wonderful offer, but yeah, this is what you see if you try to start up Commodore 64 games, as it were. Let's see if it's done. No, it is not done. I mean, maybe this is how certain tendencies got their starts. Certain people that I think I've observed. Alright, well, we have Monty on the run on the screen that like to perceive certain colors or sequences of color in a different way. Perhaps assisted by certain substances, but I won't really be able to tell you about that myself, is the thing. But yeah, apparently seeing Monty on the run on the screen was only the beginning of trying to get there. Trying to get to the point where the game will actually start up, but hey, that will be how it is with Commodore 64 tapes. Just need to show a little bit of resilience, patience, and letting the CPU run at like 500% efficiency. And eventually you manage it. Hold on a moment. Do we have a Gremlin graphics and micro projects joint production? I don't remember if I set up like a what do you call it, a gamepad with this at all, or if I... No, I don't think I did. I'm actually gonna be controlling this with the keyboard then. Okay, Monty on the run. Which I think was actually the only Rob Howard C64 soundtrack that I ever heard about before. I wanted to get up a circle that was like, yeah, we are sure are fans of video game music. And, okay, we can just start up immediately, I suppose we shall. We are at the house. We are Monty, I believe. Character that may or may not have existed with that name before. Mario used it as well. And I thought... well, we can jump. Sometimes. I thought we could jump while... while moving as well, but that seems to be the first problem that we're having here. If we try to jump... no. While moving, that does seem to be a problem. And I thought that maybe we could also jump. Well, apparently I'm able to jump by pressing space, at least with the way that I have it configured right now, but I thought that maybe I could do the same by pressing up, but apparently that is not the case. Oh boy. This could be a wee bit of a problem, because I don't think well, if I do it like this, apparently if I do it with a different key, it works. I don't know what's up with that, but never mind. Got sorted out. So I'm thinking that we have to do a little bit of platforming while this rather poignant... Oh, whoops. Well, now that we know that that's probably gonna happen. But not all the time. Maybe we can fare a little bit better. Perhaps against these sinister looking teapots, but apparently maybe not. Then again, if this is British, they probably would say kettle and not teapot. Or something to that effect. Not seem to be doing too well so far though. Perhaps I am not meant to conquer this obstacle? No, apparently I am meant to conquer this obstacle all the way. This does seem to be very, very precarious indeed. I do notice that I've picked up a few things. I'm not too sure what I am, or whether or not I am meant to do anything with these things, or if they're just kind of there. But I can go a few different places. At this point I am going to assume that my prerogative is simply to gather as many objects as possible. And not be too mindful of what exactly is going to happen with the objects after they come into my possession. Because why should I concern myself with that after all? Oh, jeez. At this point I believe I should make some kind of obligatory comment about how I don't think I've ever heard this far into the track. But I can certainly see it being more and more memorable for the people who actually have. I did miss like a shiny coin of 5 that's down there, but I don't know how important that's really going to be in the long run. I suppose I may or may not end up finding out, but I don't really know. I want to touch this like actual moving texture here. I'm not too sure, but I'm guessing that this white box is not actually something that I want. Or maybe it is something that I want, but ouch. Maybe it was something that I wanted, but I got like touched by the enemy like a literal instant after I collected it. Oh, there we go. Apparently the high score was 500, but I managed to get the 800 high score. My position is number 1, there you go. I can enter my name. Can I actually type out a name? Well, the letter A doesn't seem to do anything. The letter E does. Maybe it's because I have it configured, yeah, I think it might be because I have it configured. No, never mind. Q also doesn't do anything. Apparently the first like 2 columns of letters don't do anything, so I have to write something that does not involve those. Can I use this? No, I cannot use that. There, that'll do. And I just put it right back at the beginning. But hey, I can definitely me too. There I am at the top of the... I wonder if you, like, take up all of these spots on the leaderboard. They're all, like, progressively worse. You can erase this scroll and just ruin it. Anti-firm kits. Oh yeah, I just now noticed that you can apparently switch between objects here. I'm not entirely sure what the point of that would be, but... What if we take this gas mask looking thing? What if we go the other way? I can't go the other way. I'm not sure exactly what the overall point of the game is, but I do seem to be able to do a few things in it, so... For a game like this, I believe I should probably be content enough with that. Oh shit. I am sorta kinda curious enough to want to, you know, get farther, so... Oh. Ooh, okay. Sick flips there. Oh. If only I had been able to move after I got on that thing, but for some reason I wasn't able to. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that you have to jump well ahead of the moment when you're actually going to be lined up with this thing if you want to jump over it. Will I not be able to make it past this screen this time? Wouldn't that be a bit of a tragic irony? Oh. Damn it. What if I don't jump up there at all? Oh, apparently if you make any contact with this like body of liquid down there, you just immediately get obliterated. You know, it kind of would be nice if you could like actually get the enemies out of the way, but I don't know if that's possible at all. My position is 38, oh boy. Oh, I also cannot... No, I can, never mind. Well, I can't type the letter D for some reason. Do I need to, like, hold something down? No, maybe not. So I can't type ruined, but I can type ruine. So let me see. Let me watch the scroll, because apparently I am in position 30-something with that, that last round there. Or not, never mind. Oh no, never mind, it's over here. What? No, Monty. Yep, ruined. Ruined that beautiful graphic that they had going on there. Yeah, I still have no idea if any of these things here do anything. But I will select a different one regardless and give this another go. And, well, get destroyed immediately. Let's see, surely I can get past the water here, even if I don't, like, take the high road here. With the sweet parkour. I guess I should try to take the high road at least once, though, so I can... Whoops. I can get that coin there. Assuming that's a coin. Maybe it's, I don't know, some kind of radioactive material, which is why it's so shiny. One of these things is, has to be the reason why it's shiny like that. Can't be one or the other. Or rather, it can't be anything about either of those things. That makes more sense. I don't know if we've managed to make it past the house at any point. Wait, my position is 44. I was thinking of typing I'm good, but then I remembered that I can't reduce the letter D with the input capabilities that apparently it has for this. And I am a little put off by the fact that I could have flipped the coin this time. Maybe focus a bit more. Okay, apparently that thing can poke me with its nose is what I'm assuming that's supposed to be. Well, I'm standing on the ledge and ruin my chances, my hopes and dreams of ever even making it down there. Okay, let's see. Can't I make it down here though? And grab the coin that I missed before. I mean, not that it's really gonna matter given that I already skipped the coin that was left up there. Oh. But now I have it, so I don't have to worry about going back down there. Is that like a very grumpy coffee cup that's going up and down and like the white thing on the screen? Maybe. let's see. Just like a little moped here. Not quite sure exactly what a lot of these objects are supposed to be or why they are arranged in the fashion that they are, but... Alright, let's go to pretend that I am satisfied with what I have managed to accrue from this place. What then will I do? I guess one thing that I am not entirely certain what effect it will have is if I step on like the flowing texture on this side of the screen. Is it just gonna be death? Yes, yes it is. Okay, well, I could try to capture the box that's over on the left side as I once did, but didn't seem to do a whole lot for me before. Well, it might be a little bit difficult for me to get back up out of here now that I am down here. I think I do see a possible course of action for that though. Just need to be very, very deliberate. Here we go. Can I jump between these? Oh god. Oh, maybe if I didn't suck the way that I did. But I'm getting more high scores, at least. More high scores that don't match the one that I got in my first run at all. My position is 18, oh really? I would have typed drink, but I still can't use that letter. I'll bring the clock with me, I don't know. Maybe these things that you can scroll past in the title screen are just like trophies that just show that you've collected that item during any of your runs, and that's like the point of the game, just maybe fill that out. I don't know. I do remember very vaguely that when I first saw like the you know, many moons ago, when I saw for the first time some video on YouTube of some description. Couldn't tell you whose it was, but some video of some description showing like, hey, here's some nice obscure video game music, it's the main theme from Monty on the Run. And I saw, yeah, apparently there's a game called Monty on the Run, and I'm assuming that it has nothing to do with the Monty mole from Mario. It is something else entirely. I didn't really necessarily envision a game that looked like this one does. Probably more like a more arcadey, actiony thing. Like, I don't know. Actually, yeah. I do in fact not know. Like, maybe not space shooter type thing, style of scrolling, but some style of scrolling, I would think. That's about the best way that I can think of to describe what I'm probably thinking of. I'm just kind of trying to figure out how I could go to any area that isn't just the ones that I've already been to. And I am definitely noticing that white mass that keeps coming up from the bottom of the screen. I'm kind of wondering if that's like the key to all of this. Oh, it could be. Or not, apparently. Can I? Nope. Never mind. Oh, apparently I don't take full damage, at least it is merciful enough to do that for me. Apparently I also very much lose all my horizontal traction when I get to the end of a jump, which is not very nice. Also noticing a few bizarre inconsistencies about when the collision works for some of these objects and when it doesn't. Like, if I stay still, I don't make contact with that dude down there at all, right? And yet I'm pretty sure I just died because it thought that I did. It seems extremely finicky, this process of trying to get back up from here. And I don't think it's happening, really. That's unfortunate. Ooh. It's not quite my last life, but in just a moment it will be. Gone, that is. I believe, well, this should at least be... Okay, never mind. Test for myself. Self-imposed challenge. Can I... Oh, goodness. Climb my way out of that hole and at least make it back up onto the other screen. Will that indicate my mastery of this game? Possibly. But I think I have another potential objective that I can chase at this point. My position is 13. Oh boy. Okay, yeah, that seems as appropriate as anything. Wasn't quite trying to type that out. I will now grab the trumpet or the flashlight, either side, one or the other of these things, I must assume. There is certainly no way that I can distinguish them unless I were to hold it in my hands. But I think the last thing that I want to try out before I inevitably run out of time here is, can I actually ride that white object that keeps on like puffing up from the bottom of the screen and... well, and possibly, potentially use that to make it up onto the upper levels, or at the very least, master a jump that lets me get past that kettle. Ooh. Maybe, maybe not. Gosh, I don't think I can, yeah, pretty much just dead at this point because I can make that jump without, to the right, without just immediately landing in the water. Just not enough room to adjust it so I'd land on the edge again. That is a shame. And I would write shame at this point, except that I can't use the letter S or the letter A, so same difference clearly. Alright, well, we got 3 minutes left. Let's see if I can squeeze anything more of that. Other than my own unanswered questions, which apparently are doomed to remain unanswered. And I could take a look at this, but I'm still trapped in the video game Monty on the run, perhaps at some point. Not for now. I will take the... because I will wait. I will be very patient and wait for that white mass to, like, line itself up with this platform here and see if I can get to it from here. Probably not. It's too late. Yeah. Damn it. Pretty sure that I have been able to, like, do those flips from a unmoving position and actually make it onto, like, you know, past this big nose creature. Damn it. But apparently it is not to be. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if one of these two things that just patrolling back and forth here was not present, this would be a little bit easier, but really not sure. Or at least that, you know, thing that keeps going back and forth on the left edge. Making it just a little bit harder to try and line myself up with this when it does come by. And then it does come by and I get, like, collide with the dude below anyway. I would say maybe if I try something different, but, well, I do have technically one more button that I can use. My position is 41. Yeah. No step on this neck. Let's see, one more time. I do have another button that I can press, technically, but I don't know if that's really gonna do anything, or if it's separate from the spacebar that I was using before. I'm pretty sure there's like 2 buttons that you can use in this control that you have over the game. I don't know which one the spacebar is supposed to be tantamount to. I thought it would be the first one, the one that I've been using this entire time to make these jumps, but maybe not. Wait, what? Oh god, I still have no idea what the cloud is supposed to be like how it's supposed to be used. Oh, but we're out of time, hold on. I feel like there might be a somewhat efficient, possibly way of trying to wait for the cloud to be in the right position, but I already messed it up, so let's see if I can at least make my way back up there. Can I show off my incredible mastery of these amazing jump physics and all that stuff by making my way out of this room again? Yes. The answer is yes. Okay, so if I wait right here, very, very patiently, I think that maybe I can at least make it back onto the platform that's right above this one if this thing would line up in a favorable fashion, which it hasn't. No, I can't. Never mind. I will say hello to this mug instead and die again. A couple more times just so we can round this off neatly, but yeah, I believe that is pretty much it for me, once again. I don't know, I feel like even with just the basic platforming that would be implicitly needed just to get to the parts of this game that I was not able to get to, I need a bit more assistance. My position is 42. There we go, we find the question. And that is my best rendition of that question, or that answer, or, well, I guess implicitly the question based on that would be how many times, or just when you finish playing Monty on the Run, what will be your final position on the leaderboard? Oh, here's all of my stuff, all of my names that I ended up, and also the nameless one, who apparently also decided to ruin the beautiful graphic that they had going on there, but okay, interesting sounds when I shut that down, but that does take care of good old Monty. Let's see what's next up on the list then. Let's go ahead and bring this back for just a moment, which is for some reason a little bit quieter than I thought it would be. Let's see what we have coming up. Oh boy, could it be? Well, it's not quite another C64 game, but it is a game that I think I coincidentally unpacked very, very close to the start of the stream, just because I had realized that there's a bunch of games that I have listed on here that I don't even had, or did not even have, at least, in a state that would have been very easy to just start them up and play from. But I believe I can say with some confidence that that no longer applies to this one. I suppose we're about to find out how true that is. Let's see. I do remember a few things, a couple of details about Parappa and Gemini based on my own experience with playing them, in that they are extremely bizarre by the standard of any kind of rhythm game that you might experience today. Or rhythm game standards, I suppose, that you might have, expectations that you might have today. You definitely have that old finicky finick going on, you might say. Well, time to fade out the old Demon's Crest, because as it happens, I actually have played Demon's Crest in its entirety on stream before. Rapper. There. That'll do, surely. Masaya Matsuda presents. Or presents. My favorite kind of presents. Yeah, but it occurs to me that there's probably a good deal of, or at least a considerable handful of tracks in this game that I just don't remember at all, just by virtue of the fact that they are not tracks that you actually play through the game sections. Which makes some degree of sense, but even so. Just kick back and watch the intro.
Jet Baby was really awesome.
Oh, yeah.
He can probably beat Superman.
Shut up. Boy, he sure is my hero. And I'll take a giant spicy fries, giant vanilla frosty, and cherry pie.
A junior chunky burger, curly fries, and a large chocolate frosty, please.
I'll have a chunky garden salad, ginger soda, and a lemon pie.
Well, here I am with the girl of my dreams, Sunny Funny. Boy, she sure is beautiful today.
Next, please.
Water.
Here it is.
Whole tray just for your water. Also that cat girl, which I actually had forgotten was in this game. Because I just can't remember her being the one of the band people from Devon Lemmy. But
you gotta do what?
I gotta believe!
Parappa the hip-hop hero. Well, let me first make sure that the controller is working the way it's supposed to. It might not be. Let me do this. Get the feeling that I actually have to switch this over to... Why is that not DualShock, but just regular PlayStation controller? Because, yeah, apparently otherwise it won't work. What is in the menu? How can we just start when we can actually check out the menu? Practice, stage select, replay. I mean, we haven't done any of the stages in this timeline yet. I do remember all the stuff that I see here, but I think, yeah. I want to say there's at least one extra stage that or at least one track that I would associate with a stage that I don't think I would see accounted for in that list of stages, but anyway. Everything seems to be in perfect order. There's absolutely no reason for me to believe that any of that is dodgy over. And we just saw this, so let's maybe actually try to start the game this time. Yeah, we've been over this. Parappa is Parappa. So let's start, and actually start the clock this time. Hope it emulates well, because I had a bit of a delay when I played it. Second game's better in that regard, though. I don't know. I played only the ones on PS1, which is to say this one and Lemmy, and I don't think I think I managed to beat this one a long time ago. Probably with certain unsavory methods, but not so for Lemmy. I don't think I ever tried this second Parappa game.
Munchies for everyone, right?
Yeah.
Not only munchies, but a little bag, all dressed up for us. Ain't that right?
Right.
What do you say? How about if you and I go for a little walk outside, huh? Let the punks stay and eat their food.
Stop it!
There's no need to fear. Because Joe Chin is here.
Hey, it's Joe.
I have traveled the 7 seas, I have crossed every mountain known to man, and I know that the mighty powers that I have are enough for jerks like you. I shall put on my magic gloves of glory and shall take you on a cruise to destroy all of you. Now, let me tell you of this one incident at this coffee shop where there were 4 jerks.
Oh, here we go again.
Let's go.
Bye now.
Bye.
Take you on a cruise to destroy you seems
I need to become a
a
hero.
bit convoluted, but
But how could I possibly do that? Yeah, I know. I gotta believe.
Welcome to the Fruits Dojo. I trust that you are here to redeem yourself and to acquire skills that are necessary for your goals. Are you ready, young one? I shall give you my best. But first, let's see if you can challenge my
I don't know if an onion counts as a fruit, but I wouldn't think it would. Let's take a listen. Let's see how we fare and all that.
in the mind. If you wanna test me, I'm sure you'll find the things I'll teach ya. Sure to beat ya. Nevertheless, you'll get a lesson from teacher. Now kick, kick, punch, punch, jump, jump, block. Once more now, kick, kick, punch, punch, jump,
Yeah.
and block.
I think the thing about the timing of this is that it doesn't necessarily... Yeah. You don't necessarily want to do it in a way that actually sounds good with the beat, which is a bit jarring.
Yeah, I see you're getting better. Kick to the limit in order to get a now kick, punch, kick, punch, chop, block, chop, kick,
Oh boy.
punch, block, gonna get harder now, duck and jump,
Oh boy.
turn and pose, duck and turn,
Somehow better.
jump and pose, again.
Oh dear. I guess we're trying again, even though that's kind of a thing with the PS1 games a lot. Timing is just really awkward.
Kick, punch, it's all in the mind. If you wanna test me, I'm sure you'll find.
But we do have 15 minutes to give this a go, so
Nevertheless, you'll get
we'll be able to get past this one.
Kick, kick, punch, punch, jump, block. Once more now, kick, kick, punch, punch, jump, and block. Don't get cocky, it's gonna get rocky. We gonna move.
I think that I should be aiming for like slightly early or late, but I'm not sure which one.
Jump, jump, turn, turn, pause. Listen carefully. Jump, jump, pause, pause, duck, duck, and turn, turn. Yeah, I see you're getting better.
Alright.
Kick to the limit in order to get a now kick, punch, kick, punch, chop, block, chop, block, chop, kick. Punch, block. Punch, block. Gonna get harder now, duck and jump.
Alright.
Jump. Turn and pose. Turn, pose. Duck and turn. Duck, turn. Jump and pose. Jump, pose. Again.
I'm not sure what changes, that's the thing. I could try something a little bit different, which is maybe you're supposed to like try to do the freestyling thing where you just kind of spam it a little bit. Because I vaguely remember that you're supposed to do that at some point, but I don't know if that's like only on replays or if it also works like right now. If I do this, I seem to mind it. Yeah, it seems to like that, that's weird. The question is, will that continue working when I do it in this part? It didn't seem to mind that. Alright. I mean, it seemed to think that that was alright, so... Maybe that's the secret magic that they expect you to figure out.
Here we go now. Now kick, punch, block.
Kick, punch, kick, punch, kick.
Chop, kick, block.
Kick, block, kick, block, kick, block, kick, block.
Okay.
Kick, turn, kick, turn, kick, turn.
Duck, punch.
Got punch, got punch, got punch.
Duck, duck, punch.
Right.
Duck, turn, duck, turn, duck, turn.
Jump, kick, chop.
Kick, chop, kick, chop, kick, chop.
And punch, punch, punch.
Punch, 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 punch.
Alright.
That's it for today. Good job,
Yeah, I don't know.
You can go on to the next stage now.
This does seem to have a...
Right.
This does harken back to a very, very vague memory of when I actually tried this out many, many years ago, as I mentioned. I believe that I pretty much had to stumble around for a while until I basically came across that information. Yeah, maybe if you like in a little bit of a spammy fashion, or at least hit everything and like freestyle a little bit. Apparently that's what that's something that will at least count as, yes, do save. Does it matter? Here. Oh god, well, but yeah. It does kind of leave me wondering exactly how it's gonna work for like any of the other ones, but I suppose we will find out. 'Cause I think in Lammy it is a little bit more straightforward, where you pretty much just have to try and copy the rhythm, and it makes a little bit more sense, but
Day today. So what do you
maybe
guys
not too
wanna
much
do?
in this one.
Let's go down to the beach.
I remember it being fine when I played an emulator as hell, and I couldn't figure out
We
why.
need a car to get
Yeah.
anywhere. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I ever had the opportunity to play any of these games on like the actual hardware, so can't really comment on that firsthand too much.
Limo 900.
But I can definitely see that.
The maximum speed is tuned up to 463,200.
And vinyl Panther seats too.
Hi. How do you like my new car, guys?
Man, it's fat.
The color is awesome too.
Not only that, it's a convertible. And it is capable of leaping tall buildings in a single bound. Would you girls like to go to the beach with me?
Sure. Only if all of us can go.
Of course, of course. Come on, girls, sit up front with me. You guys can sit in the back.
It's all the way there in the back. Well, I mean, there's apparently a
Everybody, hold on.
hot tub there. So how are any of the passengers going to handle the impact when this thing jumps tall buildings in a single bound? Is it insured?
Man, if I only had a car and a license, I could take Sunny anywhere.
Anywhere as beautiful as to have such beautiful ducks.
Yeah, I know. I gotta believe.
That's all I gotta do.
You want to learn how to drive, huh? It's harder than you think it is. If you think you can handle it, try this rap.
Oh boy. I don't know. Guess we're about to find out though.
Alright, we're here, just sitting in the car. I want you to show me if you can get far. Step on the gas. Step on the gas. Step on the gas. Step on the brakes. Step on the brakes. Step on the brakes. Now step on the gas.
This seems to be working out.
Step on the gas. Step on the gas. When I say boom, 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 you say bam, bam, bam. No pause in between. Come on, let's jam. Step on the gas.
Oh shit.
Step on the brakes. Step on the brakes. Step on the brakes. Step on the brakes. Step on the gas. Step on the gas. I'm glad you know. which
I'm
way to
honestly
take.
surprised that it didn't like mark me down when I just straight up completely missed one of those.
Turn the signals to the right.
But
Check, turn, then stick to the right. Now turn to the right. Now turn to the right. Check,
Yeah, you don't really get a lot of wiggle room for stuff like this.
We got an emergency, can't you see? Do you know why we stopped the car? Do I know why we stopped the car? Yes. Yes. What? Do you know why we stopped the car? Do I know why we stopped the car? Yes. Yes. What? What? I forgot to close the door. You forgot to close the door.
So this one seems oddly more lenient, except for
Just don't forget this
that one part.
Come on again. Check and turn the signal to the right. Check and turn the signal to the right. Step on the gas, now turn to the right. Step on the gas, now turn to the right. Check and turn the signal to the left.
And then this happens.
Signal to the left. Step on the gas, now turn to the left. Step on the gas, now turn to the left. Step on the brakes. Step on the brakes. Do you know why we stopped the car again? Do I know why we stopped the car again? You gotta do it again.
Yeah, because apparently it all comes crashing down at the end, oh boy. I feel like that's also part of something that I vaguely remember about this track in particular too, like it's oddly lenient for the most part and then it just comes crashing down at the end.
Step on the gas. Step on the gas. Step on the brakes.
Because they don't care
Step on the brakes.
what you do for like
Now step on the
this
gas.
beginning part,
Step on the gas.
apparently.
When I say boom, 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 you say bam, bam, bam.
Except what I do.
In between. Come on, let's jam. Step on the gas. Step on the gas. Step on the brakes. Step on the brakes. Step on the brakes. Step on the brakes. Step on the gas. Step on the gas. I'm glad you know which way to go, but it ain't gonna stop me. Here we go. Check and turn the signals to the right. Check and turn the signals to the right. Now turn to the right. Now turn to the right. Check and turn the signals to the left. Check and turn the signals to the left. Now turn to the left. Now turn to the left. Whoa, ho, ho, ho! Stop the car! We got an emergency, can't you see? Do you know why we stopped the car? Do I know why we stopped the car? Yes. Yes. What? What? Do you know why we stopped the car? Do I know why we stopped the car? Yes. Yes. What? What? I forgot to close the door. You forgot to close the door.
I forget a lot of things.
Now just don't forget, this ain't kung fu. Come on again.
Alright, here comes the apocalyptic part.
Check, turn the signal to the right. Step on the gas, now turn to the right. Step on the gas, now turn to the right. Check and turn the signal to the left. Check, turn signal to the left. Check left. Step on the gas, now turn to the left. Step on the gas, now turn to the left. Step on the brakes. Step on the brake. Do you know why we stopped the car again? Do I know why we stopped the car again? Do I know? That's because you
Oh,
just got
shit.
your license.
No, apparently just spamming a little bit at the end is literally all you gotta do to trick the system, whatever the system may be. I mean, it worked with the first one, so it seemed like a reasonable thing to try. Well, yeah, save after that. How could I possibly say no? Okay, to overwrite. Hold on. I guess yes, okay, to overwrite. I assume it automatically highlighted the other one, even though I just kind of flashed in front of my face for a moment. And yeah, that could have easily just been ruined, but I guess I will try to game the system, the beat detection system at any given moment.
Going with my car. You've only had that license 10 minutes.
Hi.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
More fries.
Probably not a good idea to be sleepy at the wheel, whether or not you're literally at the wheel of a car, or if you're doing something like conducting a stream, perhaps.
You know, this is really a lot of fun. Wouldn't it be nice if we could keep driving and go someplace far, far away?
Because that can lead to different sorts of catastrophes. Ah yes, the apple juice. Can't see there's a name, but... Heavy load.
Cool.
Be sure to call heavy load with any complaints about the freight drivers.
Oh no. I can't believe it.
And of course the truck is driving itself, like in...
Oh, Parappa, I still have 59 more monthly installments to pay. What am I going to tell your mother? I hope you're ready to pay for everything.
I'm in trouble now. How am I gonna pay for this car? How can I do that?
Oh, now that my
I know.
skin has turned blue, I can pretend I am Hong Kong Fooey and
So you want to sell goods at this flea market, eh?
try to claim some insurance fraud.
I'll tell you right now, the most important thing in selling goods here is not money, it's love. So if you want to sell goods here, come stand next to me. Follow me up.
Only one thing to do. To a mellow rap after being assaulted by one of the trucks from maximum overdrive.
Right.
Now let's see how this goes in like the last 2 minutes.
I'm working in the flea market so early. I've been working here since my mama was a baby. Just because the rhythm is slow, that don't mean that you can't flow. In the rain or in the snow,
In the rain or in the snow.
got the funky flow.
Got the funk flow.
In the rain or in the snow,
In the rain or in the snow.
got the funky flow.
Got the funk flow.
All you ever
Funk
need
flow
to
is
be
apparently
nice
good
and
enough.
friendly.
All you ever need is to be nice and friendly.
All you ever need is to be nice and friendly.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
All you ever need is to be nice and friendly. All you ever need.
Now apparently spamming doesn't work quite so well when
Everybody from way up above.
that
I can sell
is what you're given as a base.
I can sell a bottle cap like this.
I will try to sell a cat like this.
I never dream it would
Now,
have been
apparently for this one in particular, oh, there you go, went ahead and reset the clock, that's...
the skunk
But-
over there will bring you luck.
The skunk over there will bring you luck.
The pump over here comes with the truck.
The pump over here comes with the truck.
Oh yes, I had
shit.
a lot of fun. I meet a lot of bucks.
I don't know why I got an achievement in the middle of that, but...
In the rain or in the snow,
In the rain or in the snow.
got the funky flow.
Got the funky flow.
In the rain or in the snow,
In the rain or in the snow.
got the funky flow.
Got the funky flow.
This does seem to be the one track so far where pretty much what you want to do, so for the most part is actually match the rhythm you're given.
Everything.
I give the photo every, I give.
Except for there, never mind.
Everything.
You have never told every, you have.
Money is all you need.
Money is all you need. Money
Yeah.
is all you need.
money is all you need.
You're probably gonna be very proud of you. Let me know if you have another flea market. I will help you, or you will help me.
Alright, we're at the end.
That's right, teacher. Thanks a lot.
Managed to avert a disaster at least, but... actually pretty good timing, all things considered. Oh dear, I guess we'll leave behind a save. I don't know if we'll make use of this, but wait, notice that they didn't actually put that in the position that I told them to put it into, but whatever. You know, these aesthetics are important. No, I think before we delve straight into the next stage, which I think is the chicken stage, is to do with food. Maybe a flat donut. I think that's gonna be the point where I say, yeah. That was 20 minutes of Parappa, and could have been a little little bit smoother, but I think pretty much everything about the way that this game translates into like current emulation could be a little bit smoother. But yeah, certainly one of the chase content that I do find it easiest for to actually remember the soundtrack, and for style reasons, presentation reasons, the way that's all integrated with the gameplay, the way that I think makes quite a bit of sense. But let's see, and grab a few more games from the wheel here before we wrap things up. Probably like 2 or 3 more, I'm thinking. Let's see. I already took Parappa out from this list. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, I added Parappa and Lemmy to this, even though I feel like those are probably among the all of the games that I have on this list in some form, where it would be the most likely for me to actually turn into a thing where I would say, yeah, let's go through the whole thing on stream until we finish it. But not regardless of that, let's see what we got next. Get all in before. It's literally that next. And by that I mean Lammy, but no, apparently it's not gonna be Lammy, it's gonna be WarioWare Touched. Oh boy. A game that should be at least a little bit easier to pull up than, say, Twisted, which for some reason that's something that I had in the back of my mind at some point or another. Thinking, Thinking that was like the other WarioWare game that was in the chase instead of Touched. And speaking of WarioWare, I think I can actually effectively switch out Mega Party games for Mega Micro games now, because that's I feel like that's the version that would make the most sense to actually try to play through, given presentation-wise how much more sense it makes to play through as a game that's like an actual single-player game versus Mega Party games, even though it was like the default game that was the default version of that game was in the chase. Even though that pretty much only has one exclusive track that I can think of that's effectively in the chase now. Now it's being expanded with tracks from the original Game Boy Advance version, so I might as well favor that one, if that actually does come up. But let me see. Right now we are moving on to WarioWare Touch, so let me go ahead and get this thing ready to start. Touched. And see if I can start it up here in this thing. I think I should be able to. I might have to like bring up an extra thing that I am not sure if I have yet to get it to actually work, but maybe not. It would be in here, where we're touched. It's just kind of here. Yeah, it's pretty much at the top. Alright. So if I click on this, what exactly will happen? No, apparently it's not a problem at all, it just starts up. I don't even have to do it with this game, but boy. Something that I do have to do. Hold on a moment. I might as well. God damn it. This thing does have a few things, a few ways that could be for it to be better. Let me. This little fanfare track play out before I stop that music and see if I can actually get it visible again. Let's see. Cheap and you got in the middle of that song was about selling all of the items, not finishing the stage. Not really sure if anything that I did was actually influential in getting that, but it just kind of happened. It's actually probably would actually be a little bit easier for me to demo this not in RetroArch, but well. Was it this one? Was it this fancy one? Also, why is this particular game so much louder than the rest of them? Let me adjust the volume a little bit again. Oh, whoops. I adjusted the volume for OBS instead, even though it's not like anything at this point. I want to adjust this one here. There, I think that's better. What is this weird little stick? And why do I lose them so easily, even though they're so important to actually be able to use the touchscreens without destroying them? Well, this isn't lame. It's fun, just like the whack-a-mole substitute game that you can play in the first Sam & Max game. But here we go. WarioWare Touched, a game that exists. Hold on. Actually, can I even do this, or do I need to... I get the feeling that it's just gonna be easier to do it the other way. So, taking the license, actually, and saying, nope, I am going to... I don't think there actually wasn't a reason for me to stick with this in this particular instance as a means of showing the game. So instead of having RetroArch up, I am going to take license for a moment, I guess, bring this back for just a moment. Not the Operation Start Fanfare that was the last thing that played in from that playlist, but instead of, here we go, instead of opening that with RetroArch, I'm gonna open it with the thing that I ran the Resia off of. I don't have this as like a thing that I opened already, do I? No, I don't. Where is this thing? It is here, and it is here. Okay, let's try this one more time. Gosh, I don't remember if this is actually gonna work with software capture or what. So gotta do this again though. Window size. Let's do 1.5x. No, let's do 2x and see how that works. 2.5 maybe. Will that be acceptable? No, I guess I better stick to 2x. It seems like the most versatile one. Alright, but it does seem like, once again, I don't actually have to, can't actually capture this very easily with, what do we call it, with software capture, so let's do this. Window capture, and, you know, put this in a place where I can actually see what's going on. And here we go. This time when I actually try to push the start button, it will actually work. I am right-handed. Pause the game, press up on the control pad or press start. Like right now. I suppose I should keep that in mind. I guess I might as well start the clock, because I already took a little bit longer just to be able to get this set up to where you can actually see what's going on. Oh no. Well, it could be worse. It could be something requiring antibiotics, which would be rather painful for even the slightest touch between teeth. Or any of other various tooth-related problems, which I may have had some kind of brush with over the course of the past several months. Pretty much what you've seen of the year so far. But also, midnights are reading. And just in time too, as you can see. Let's see if I can get you a quick shout out right here. See if I can assume that this bot command will still be a thing that works. Let's see, yes it will. Midnight's playing, 20 minutes still done. If anyone here doesn't already know the Midnights, then please check them out. They do a whole lot of indie stuff. And other various types of titles, and are generally pretty cool people, but yeah. Welcome to anyone who came in with the raid to another little smorgasbord stream, which is just going straight into things, where I play games from the wheel for about 20 minutes each. And we are now on to WarioWare Touch, as you can see. The WarioWare title that came out for the DS, and I particularly was not the only WarioWare title that came out specifically for the... Well, actually I don't think that's right. Because I think there was also WarioWare DIY, which also came out originally on the DS, but I think other than those two, that was pretty much it. But yeah, you can pretty much just see for yourself what kind of shenanigans you can expect to encounter when you do a WarioWare title. I think the only WarioWare title that I actually ever owned on physical myself was the one on the Wii, which was Smooth Moves. That was pretty neato. Yeah, we have a companion up on the Wii, but you can only create on the DS. I'm not sure on the specifics of that one, since I think I only ever tried out the DS part of it on emulator myself, but also occurs to me that I think I'm just gonna leave the volume on the volume mixer for this thing exactly as it was. So I can just change it on the application itself. But yeah. So 20 minutes still done. What's that one about? Just meet with my dentist every month. Just meet with my dentist after having the very unfortunate circumstance of not being able to actually get checked out at the dentist's office for like quite a long time, longer than a month for certain. And then pretty much having to do weekly visits to the dentist for several months. But that do be happening with the pandemic and other circumstances. Which thankfully has mostly died down now, at least in that sense. Not bad for a chump. Thinking about it, I think there's only 3 tracks from this game that are in the chase, and I don't know if we're really gonna be able to get to the ones that aren't the title theme in the space of 20 minutes, but we can certainly see what we can find in the space of 20 minutes. We can go to Mona's microgames, Cute Cats, Happy Score over 30 points. There's also Jimmy T with the Dance Club rope. Oh boy. Score over 30 points. Well, let's try to score over 30 points in both of these. Let's see exactly how we do. My body bumping games are gonna rub you the right way. Be sure to wonder exactly what kind of motion these particular set of microgames are going to involve.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Jimmy's showtime!
Mama T, get freaky. I'm pretty sure Jimmy T, at least he himself, has been around since the first WarioWare game, but I'm not entirely sure on like the pace at which his family was introduced, even though I'm pretty sure they do appear every now and then, pretty much in this fashion. I guess it probably would be a little too loud to hear a cicada approaching in a place like this. My throat just like mad. And this is a bit of an odd segue. It's something I would like to say just based on the just because this reminds me of something oddly apropos, which is that going off of dentist-related cutscene to a scene like this, and that I'm pretty sure I don't remember exactly when it was. It must have been like just a few weeks ago, though. I was on my way to one of the dentist appointments that I mentioned, which is just like a Fortunately, just a few streets away from where I live, there's a small hospital that's where I go see my dentist. Well, how can you not? Adorable. But during one of those times where I was walking over there, went past an area with some trees, and pretty sure that just as I went past an area with some trees, some kind of bug suddenly just lunged forward and hardly bumped right into my face, while making a very loud buzzing sound, but apparently didn't do much more of anything. Certainly was pretty freaky in the moment, but oh boy. Well, this is not go beyond that. It certainly leave me wondering especially what kind of bug it would have been though. Like a bumblebee or something. I mean, the name of the game for most of these seems pretty obvious, just like Rub, you know, exactly as the title of the segment implies. And yet with some of the visuals and very reduced prompt here, you pretty much have to make some assumptions as to what exactly you have to... Oh yeah, I forgot about this. What the expectation is. Okay, yeah, but sure the fail condition for this one is either drop enough sand that isn't in the bucket to reach the line down there, or maybe you also get what do you call it? A time limit after a certain point? I don't quite remember though, because I'm pretty sure I did play through this quite some time ago, but I also have not really gone back to it in forever. James games here are 999 on single minigame mode, the one where you go goodbye. You know, come to think of it, I don't know if there's any minigame in any of these games where I actually ever did that. I do seem to remember a long time ago too reading about how one of the more common ones to do that with in the first game was the one where you like catch the fruit that the monkey throws. But yeah, I don't really remember if I ever did that myself. I do remember this screen more clearly now that I'm looking at it again though. Each time that you beat one of these stages, the character gets added to the dance floor there. So what exactly is being added here? We do have snowman, warm freezing. Roll a snowball and make a snowman so I can kick it over. Which I could very well try out, but let's see. You know, old school gaming until we've tried this thing. Oh boy. You know, it's kind of funny, but I also had one of these things like for real when I was a kid. And well, it was a lot harder to get it to bounce like this because, you know, in real life these things don't move along a flat plane. You have to like line up the balls. Not only in the like not only get them to come down at the same time, but also to actually hit each other. Oh, Spain. Well, maybe if they actually ever made contact. I don't remember what was the mini snowman about. I guess just like move this thing around. Just keep on rolling it around. And there it is. And now it's destroyed. So let's check out Mona stage. I love my cute micro games. I don't remember if she has like a catchy theme song in this game as well, because I like the first thing that comes to mind when I try to remember like Mona theme songs would be the Mona Pizza one, but that one's from Twisted, not from this one. course, when it comes to characters with catchy theme songs, there's a couple in this game that pretty much stand out, but I don't know if we're gonna be able to go far enough to hear either of them. They're the ones that would be in the chase, that wouldn't be the title theme, which would be Ashley's song and Mike's song. Which might be a little bit complicated if I don't have like the mic thing set up here, but... I get the feeling that it's not really gonna be an option to get that far in the first place, but... Hey, it's the chick who's dancing on the top screen in the, like the joint dance area that you go when you clear a stage. Oh, speaking of Mike's song, it's actually playing right now. So you actually get a bit of an early preview of that. And speaking of Ashley's song, there's an early preview of that one as well. Don't know how these guys are able to top those two, but... And that one just feels like it's trying to tell you, hey, remember how good the track 4 seasons from the first game was? Well, here's a very, very vague approximation to that. Remember if that means that some variation of this theme song is gonna like play as an ongoing thing during this stage, but I suppose we're going to find out. Well, apparently we're still in Mono Pizza, even though I don't think we get the Mono Pizza theme song in this, like I said. Haven't heard any part of it yet. Well, okay. Apparently just flick it once is all you gotta do to rock out. It checks out. I mean, if my very own high school experience, if it is any indication, apparently all you have to do to play a guitar properly is just scratch your hand across it in a completely haphazard fashion. That's strange. You'd think that giant death machine that's made up to look like this would capture things with like the inside of a giant bird beak, like in maybe it would open wide like the end of level gates in Mario 2. I don't know if we're gonna see that. 4.1 or 4.2. You know, it does make me wonder a little bit. Oh, okay, this is where it starts, I suppose. If you're like ever in a position where you're a hench person to save the trees by wasting toilet paper for like some cartoonish villain, how would you phrase that if you were to put that on your CV? Well, there was a lot of build-up just to get to this screen, so let's see if we can at least get through this. I always thought this one was a little weird, because I'm pretty sure they have a few variations on that kind of that screen that we just saw with the lady with like the melancholy city background with the long thing of snot. There. That ought to be good enough. Switch the other ones, but it would have been more work. What are we pulling? Just all of them? Yeah, but a little too long on that one, I guess. I don't know, it seemed like that one that I pulled down was in the right place before, but I guess not. Oh dear. It seems like... I didn't even notice at first, because I was talking about whatever else, but it does seem that there is not, in fact, any kind of a particularly catchy theme song that's used as the actual stage theme here. At least not to the same extent as Monty Pizza from Touched, or This Is Touched from Twisted, I mean. Kind of weird that they would bring back that specific locale in this, and yet not actually have the theme song, at least not as the actual stage theme. I don't know if it's actually present in the game in any other way, but... I mean, it makes sense to not just like reuse it like that, but... the fact that they remind you that Monty Pizza was a thing just before they you experience that. That far more kind of mellow and, dare I say, bland stage theme kind of makes it stand out all the more. I get the feeling that one is going to be hanging out exactly in, yeah, so we're going to be hanging out in the same place once we get to, like, the screen that's presumably going to be after this one. And there she goes. Mana with like the crown with evil eyeballs on top. Not quite sure what that's supposed to look like. I suppose it is. Oh, and just in time. There goes clock. Okay, I get the feeling that in just a moment here we're literally just right next to each other without any qualms about that, and apparently these two little creatures that were like Mana's helpers were just there to begin with. Well, what is the next stage exactly? That's actually the thing that I'm most interested in seeing at this point. If I had a little bit more time, what exactly would we end up seeing? Would it be one of the things that I am kind of just kind of implicitly hoping for? Or would it be nope, never mind. I'm pretty sure that the Jimmy family members that you can see Jimmy T, for example. It's more like a recap stage than anything. Next features the hardest micro games from Wario, Monty, and Jimmy. Yeah, story score over 30 points. Well, could try to do that if to have that as like an opportunity in the first place, but not really. Can we? Nope. Don't think we can reach the orbital on the ship right now. So if there was anything new there, I think we can really experience it right now. Arrange. There we go. Never mind. Just click arrange to bring this out. The yo-yo. Will turn Nintendo DS upside down to play with a yo-yo. Well, I don't think I can do that very easily, but... I don't know, I would say this is yet another one of those things that I never really got to work the way it was supposed to know as a kid, but I think I might be mixing that up with Mom's Pain. With a spinning top. I don't know. I feel like I probably tried both, and I never really got either of those things to work the way they were supposed to, but Oh, there we go, that is another game to take care of there. Taking care of there. Let's do one more, I think. Gotta go, good night, everyone. Alright, okay, good night. Thank you for hanging around, and have a good one. But let me see if I can do one more before I head out myself. I will momentarily bring back this soundtrack and switch the window capture to be this again. You can actually see the wheel. Just gotta make sure that I take WarioWare off the thing, or at least touched, and indeed I have. So let's just spin it one more time and see what we come up with this time. Oh no. Well, I suppose it had to happen at some point. It seems the time has come. Okay, there you go. Some things have to happen at some point or another, I suppose. Even though I pretty much just said that exact same thing, but at least with this I'll be able to say that something has happened. And that it didn't happen anymore. Alright, well, hold on. Gonna have to poke around a little bit before I get this to work the way that... it might at least work. I think what I want to do is actually make everything invisible for a moment so that I can find this icon. There we go. Now I'm gonna try to make stuff visible again. See if this works out. Unfortunately, I must take this banner at this point. That's the swan song for now. Well, yet have a good night. Alright, Teba, thanks for the raid to the Midnights, and to anyone who came in and hung out as well. Good night yourself. And hope to... well, pretty much to anyone that, that has left, or that is thinking of leaving soon. I don't know what I'm saying, but... just the usual. Thanks for hanging out. Hope to see you again soon. But let me see. I do have this thing open now. The question is, will I be able to capture it just by doing this, or do I have to do something different? I actually have no idea what to expect with this. Have to repurpose the window capture again. I get the feeling that's what's gonna happen. Well, if I have to do that, then might as well wait until after I actually have the thing loaded up. Speaking of MS-DOS games, do you play those often? Well, not really too often by myself at this point, if that's what you mean. Let me see. Should probably actually go ahead and figure out which of these things has what I'm after. It's this, okay. Excuse me for a moment, some dark wizardry going on in the background here. Which of these keys? I always forget. One of these keys. It's this one, okay. Something kind of funny is that every single time that I do this, initializing data, yada. Well, fortunately this will, I think this will work for a very liberal definition of that word. Kind of sense that by the fact that you can hear that thing. And that you can see the Copysoft presents. Guess I'll shrink this a little bit so that it doesn't overlap with the thing on the right, at least. And if I'm not mistaken, this thing should technically be... well, I suppose not right now. Somehow, okay, there it is, the monstrosity. Somehow able to pick up this gamepad that I have. At least that's how it seemed to work when I tried it out. Keyboard joystick, yeah. Let's assume joystick, center joystick, press button, right? Okay. I am pressing a button on the keyboard. Okay, okay, press top. Wait, what? Hold on. Press button. Okay, never mind. Put joystick top left, press button. Down right, press button. Okay, never mind. Should I press literally any button? Well, unfortunately, it does seem to be working now. So let's see what this monstrosity has to offer. I do kind of notice that for some reason, though, it's cutting off part of the top of the screen. What is with that? This is the totally legitimate registered version of Skunny Kart 2, by the way. Hold on, I think I know why that's doing that. It's probably because it's got like some filter or something. Yeah, don't do that. It's unnecessary for this one here. There we go. Oh lord, alright, but let's just get straight into it. I mean, we could look at the information and then immediately get kicked out. And apparently I can no longer control this with the keyboard, or maybe I can't if I select the window. Never mind. This is not a shareware game, please don't distribute it. Oh boy. Do I have some news for you about that, but anyway. We could read the instructions. Joystick, that's not an instruction, it's just like a configuration. Saying this is how it's configured right now, but whatever, anyway. Let's just get to it. Let's start the clock right now, as a matter of fact. Don't want this to drag out any more than it has to. Let's do a one-player game on 50cc's. Let's do the Australia Cup. It's only freaking fitting, given that they're the ones to blame for this, to a certain extent. Australia Cup track 1. Look at all those items. So, who shall we pick? Shall we pick this red hippo? Tame, Nakard. I get the feeling that this is actually Raji, which you can't really see very well from this angle, but it's supposed to be a giraffe. Nakard, Gondra, Golfy, Skunny, Handbag, and Pussy. Well, because it's an octopus. Well, here you see it's like these jokes are clearly for adults. There's also, well, the weird spasm thing that the control thing does by itself on occasion for some reason. Well, do we want someone who's slow or someone who's fast? Let's do someone medium. Could do the giraffe, could do the dragon. That's just like literally the word dragon cut in half. I guess we'll do the dragon. Let's see exactly how this will go. How can it go wrong, really? Take one look at this and how can you possibly imply that this will be in any way anything but incredible? No, am I being assaulted by some kind of animal that latched onto me because somebody else set it down into the track? What can I even do about that? It's just forever on me now. Oh dear. How many games can you think of for pretty much the only way to... This thing is literally gonna be stuck on me forever and... I'll be back. Okay. Prevent me from doing anything good. Right now, never mind. Now the little animal is gone. Now we know what's gonna be the worst way to cripple yourself during one of these races is to touch an animal, which, as I can see, is already on the track again, so stay the fuck away from the right part of the track when you go there. Which I did not manage to do because there was a collision there. that supposed to be like a sound effect that you get when the ghosts make contact with you? And how is it possible for... well, we ranked out. We already failed. Because we played Skunny Kart, but... let's retry that, I guess. But yeah, how many games can you think of where the most concise way to describe it is just like Super Mario Kart, but it sucks? Just hope the stupid cat thingy gets attached to one of these other racers, and then maybe I'll have a chance to not completely rank out and die. Oh, fuck. Risk of touching that fucking thing that just spells a death sentence is a little too high at any given moment, I would say. Oh, fuck you, giraffe. Maybe you should get, you should get completely wrecked by a terrible parasite. That will teach you a lesson. I don't know. I've never played a whole lot of Super Mario Kart, but it does seem like in this game your tendency to like get stuck and forever crashing into one of these obstacles that just forever in your way seems a little too high for any good person's taste. Can I at least leave with the solace that we'll be qualified with freaking 3rd place? There don't seem to be like drift mechanics or anything like that here. Skunny handbag are ahead of us, though. Sure do wonder if Skunny is gonna win in the game called Skunny Kart. Oh boy, yeah, this looks perfectly fine. Oh boy, here we go. Getting stuck in the corner, good start. I wonder if there's something we can do to like slow down if there's like an actual brake button. I guess I don't know. Even though, as you might imagine, the main thing that I'm hoping for in this second stage, which is, yeah, I'm fairly sure and it's just an even more on the nose encapsulation of the whole Super Mario Kart, but it sucks concept. Okay, so we no longer have to worry about the parasite latching onto our face, but there's now that hole in the ground. I think I may or may not be vaguely remembering from like previous attempts to make sure that this game certainly exists and is a thing that can be run with. I believe that lets you bring back horrible things from the past, and also good things from the past, but also sometimes horrible things such as this one. Jeez, yeah, this is perfectly fine. I keep hearing that Arnold Schwarzenegger will be back. Voice clip, and I have to wonder how it relates to anything, because I think that we're hearing that when you pick up like one of the potions, that apparently either shrinks you or your opponents. And it's like, how does this relate to that? Oh no, I do see the parasite, it's there, but it does look like it running into it is going to be harder this time around, at least. I don't know if we're going to be able to qualify again, given that we probably aren't going to be able to get above rank 4 in this race. 4th place, rank 4, same thing. Unless, like one of the people who ranked highly on previous races, like fucking dead last at this point. I think that's how it works. I really don't know. Maybe if I had played more of a game like this that doesn't suck like Mario Kart, I would have actually been able to figure that out, but apparently we did qualify. So who ranked above us? So that's a real question here. Skunny, Handbag, Raggy, Gondra, well... Actually we are Gondra, aren't we? I thought we were Raggy for a moment. But there you go, we're still in the most mediocre placement that's still technically a qualified ranking. I wonder what that will Where that will leave us when this is all over, said and done. Yeah, this is perfectly fine. And a bit of contact with the other racers is just like, nope, you can just get left behind, loser. What the fuck? I hear some other voice clips, but I have no idea what they actually say because the quality is just garbage. You know, shockingly, for such a blockbuster high production game as this one. I get the feeling that I'm not even. Oh well, we lost. Not even sure myself, but I think we can even do anything at this point here. We just straight up lost because this thing touched us. Probably other buttons on the controller that I'm using for this, which I'm still pretty amazed that it just works at all, to be honest with you. But yeah, I don't think it's actually possible for us to really do anything at all once we have that thing attached to our face. I'm guessing that's Skunny is in first place, and it's just like rubbing it in that even now. He's ahead. Oh shit, what? Oh, apparently that does do something? Question mark. There's something in the middle of the road, that's like the worst too. Middle of a winding road. Like, how are we going to avoid that? Except by complete coincidence.
I'll be back.
I could make any more sense of the controls to this. I feel like maybe that would assuage things a tiny bit, but I would not count on it. Oh, yeah. Very chancy that we ended up just not getting hit with the parasite that time. Oh. So yeah, this does seem to be where we probably come to the end of our first journey with this turtle thing. You know how when I demoed Ridge Racer Type 4, you know, a racing game that doesn't suck? On here, I talk about the Grand Prix and how there's probably more. You can pronounce that as Grand Prix just to be funny, but the fact is there probably are at least a few Grand Prix involved. I get the feeling that that's even more so in this game. And finally we ranked out. What a shame. I don't think we're going to continue on with this cup, at least, even if we have unfortunately 9 more minutes to deal with this. Let's see. Let's do another cup. I guess. Europe Cup, America Cup, Japan Cup, Germany Cup, Africa Cup, and UK Cup. Boy. I wonder who will be interested in looking at this. But UK Cup, and it's just frozen and snow. Seems like it checks out. Let's play as somebody else. Let's play as Skunny this time, clearly. Let's be the title character and become unbeatable, even though that probably won't happen at all. But hey, it's one of the other tracks from this game. I suppose those exist. I think this one is the one that has that little kind of glassy synth sound that reminds me a tiny bit of like Howl's Cannon. Which tells me that I think is one called Tiger's Tires, which is kind of weird. Why is it called Tiger's Tires? There's no character called Tiger in this, is there? So also can't help but notice that apparently we're gonna be sliding all over the ice just by turning here, which is gonna make things so much easier.
I'll be back.
I think the only thing that I'm doing is mitigating this this veering, this drifting. I like feeling out of control. There's one specific term that I'm thinking of, but I can only think of what it's called in Spanish. It might not even be what I'm thinking of to that degree of specificity, but it would be a greater degree of specificity than drifting, I want to say. Probably. Skidding out of control. I feel like that's probably a bit closer to what I mean with what's happening right here. Which can just see for yourselves. Now we start with Skunny. We start with the protagonist of the game that has the freaking name in the title, and apparently we're not even gonna qualify in the first race here. That's a good sign. It's honestly a pretty good thing that we were only playing this for about 20 minutes, because just continue trying to make sense of this perspective on these graphics, it's just gonna be a headache if I look at it for any longer than that. Especially considering that I am getting sleepier and sleepier with how late it is in the day, but well, just one more lap to endure of this, whatever it is. Kinda have to wonder, is there well, two things. One, is there a method that you can use to make this less terrible, and two, do you really want to bother if there is? Would you not rather, I don't know, like something fun like Monkey Island 2 and then do one of the things that it tells you to do after you beat that game? Like wash your car or make dinner or something. Let's not do that again, let's do a different one this time. I guess we can try the Europe Cup. These are like ascending difficulty. Which would mean, you know, a few things. Let's do Skunny again. Maybe you can actually win this one. Okay, if they're ascending difficulty, then that certainly says a few things, considering that we were not able to beat the first set of races. But then again, I kind of have to wonder if anyone was able to do that. Well, I might have said something like turbo, but it doesn't really matter when you get like perpetually affixed to one of the obstacles there. Yeah, I get the feeling that winning any more tracks is not really in the cards at this point. Or at least, not really winning. Because we didn't really win before. We just, like, qualified in the most mediocre way possible, and, you know, just as well, since that's really the only thing that's in the cards for us. Oh, well. And then this happened, so there's no way that we're gonna be able to qualify for anything now, regardless. You know, it does make you wonder if there's like anything at all that you can do to shake this thing off, get rid of it faster, but it doesn't seem that there is. Like once this thing latches onto you, it's just no escape. It is definitely a case of why the fuck are there so many and in so many places that are not easy to avoid. If that's the intention, if that's the case. So we're definitely not qualifying if we're stuck in 8th place forever. Which is what will happen. Boy. I feel like just staring at the Skunny is... And like this freaking droning parasite sound just will not go away. It's making the memory centers in my brain just shut down steadily. Slowly but very, very steadily. That I am no longer able to continue the threads of conversation that I am trying to make up for myself so that it's not just dead silence with this soundtrack. I mean, let's be honest, the soundtrack could be worse, but... That was a fucking Mo-Black clip, wasn't it? Straight up. Why do I get the feeling that Skunny Kart ended up plagiarizing some assets, and yet nobody ever find out because they were compressed to such a terrible quality? I don't know, if we do end up trying like one more track, which doesn't seem like we are really gonna have time for anything else. Okay, finally it's over. Not fucking picking up another one of those, fuck that. Actually not now when we're about to finally get sweet release from this. Let's maybe take a look at the item, you know, what's it called? The item showcase, I guess you could call it that. I'd like to actually do that. It's go Japan and see exactly what they have. This, don't take this. Yeah, that's literally all that it says, and should say a little bit more than that, I think. Don't take this, or be lost, and you have absolutely no hope of winning now. Guess we'll be the fucking hippopotamus this time, which I pretty much only picked because I forgot that you actually are supposed to pick a character in that screen. Well, here we are in beautiful Japan with all of these red rocky cliffs and plateaus. I don't know, the very thought of running into another one of those parasite things is also giving me a headache. There's no way to avoid the barely avoided hole. Maybe drawing on some of the crap factor skills that we ended up extrapolating from Bubble Ghost, the first game of tonight. Apparently steer and maneuver myself in a way that will apparently land me in another hole and sound all the alarms. I also blow myself up. Why do the fucking bombs look like frogs anyway? What if I want like some frogs assistance, but apparently frogs is just what bombs look like now, and that's just how the world works. Well, we're clearly not gonna be able to win anything, but that's okay. I think the fact that we're not gonna be able to win anything is something that becomes self-evident as soon as you start playing Skunny Kart. It's not really a matter of whether you can or not, or whether it's gonna get better at all, because you know that it's not, otherwise the name of the game is not Skunny Kart. Oh shit, well, we're not gonna come in dead last, but we're still gonna come in close enough to dead last that there's no fucking way that we're gonna be able to rank up from this, and that's the important bit. Also, time's up, thank fuck. Can't believe that we're actually getting ahead of some of these fucks now. At least I have very, very high confidence in the fact that we're not gonna be able to rank up or rank qualify. Oh, we're in the last lap and we're not dead last anymore. Boy, please tell me that these hopes are not in vain, even though I will still continue on with this and make no conscious effort to sabotage myself, because if I did anything like that, it would kind of render the significance of these assertions moot, wouldn't it? Oh, there you go. Not qualified, thank God. With that, I think we're going to abandon Skunny Kart forever and let it slick off into the night. Also forever. This is not a shareware game. Please don't distribute it. Let this fucking Skunny nightmare face haunt your dreams as you move away from this. I'm gonna do something very unadvisable. I'm going to move this window over here. I'm going to actually go ahead and try to, oh, for fuck's sake. Try to take a screenshot of this, because I make all of the worst decisions imaginable, and I don't even feel like phrasing that in a sarcastic fashion, because there's really no need to do that at this point. Their fucking Skunny's terrible bloated and blinking face. Let's not speak of that again. Let us merely celebrate the fact that Skunny Kart is officially off the wheel list now, and that I can say in a very official and not necessary to reiterate capacity that that was not a good idea. At least not in a gameplay sense. You know, I can definitely concede and say that there are far worse things out there, and even in the chase itself, than the Skunny Kart soundtrack, but is it still what you would call a worthwhile price to pay just to be able to get to that point? I don't know myself, but anyway. I think with that, oh, what do you know, it's already past midnight, and probably went a little bit past the 20-minute mark within Skunny Kart itself anyway, which is a travesty. But the these circumstances together do lead me to assert that we do need a... it's Age of Mythology, I forgot. Especially the victory theme, not like one of the other mini themes. Well, it certainly is victorious to put Skunny Kart behind us forever as a game. But you know what else we're gonna have to put behind us at this point? Not forever, but for the time being, I believe it's time for us to bring this to a close. For tonight, join the fellows who have gone to bed as well, and prepare for any stuff that we may end up having to do in the coming clusters of hours, which is actually kind of relevant to me because I'm sure there's at least one thing that I may or may not have alluded to during the stream that I will have to deal with probably tomorrow morning after I check on a few things, but anyway. Let us prepare ourselves for that by not being conscious anymore with this, and instead making preparations for other stuff. Speaking of something else that I may have wanted to do tonight, besides the stream, but I think I was too tired then. It did end up being like too tired now to consider that, so I'm quite glad that I didn't mention it quite yet, but maybe, just maybe I'll end up doing something a little bit different, not necessarily a stream in itself, but maybe tomorrow night, I guess we'll see. And, you know, also hopefully tomorrow, maybe we'll get a chance to do like another co-op stream, because it's coolio when we get that opportunity. But right now I am going to sign out, methinks, and I believe I am going to do this. Looking over on the side here at stuff that may or may not be going on, I am going to close this stream with initiating a raid to Cat Avery, or Avery, or whatever the case may be, but yeah. Cool person that we've known for quite a long time, and I think actually, you know, fittingly enough, for a stream like this to be raiding that one. I believe she also came back from a rather protracted hiatus herself recently. And not only that, she is currently playing Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, so it seems. Which I wish I could... Okay, there we go. See a little bit more clearly once the tab that I hope have opened up momentarily to check on that actually loads up and let me see anything. So yeah, gotta go say hi as a way to close this off. But yeah, we'll see if I end up doing the other thing that I had in mind tomorrow, as time allows. But for now I'm gonna sign out, like I said, and prepare for a few more things. So I will say once more, y'all take it easy. Thank everybody for coming like always. Thanks for chatting, always great whenever people chat. Thank you again to the Midnights for the raid. Thanks to everyone to hang out, and hope to see you again later, which is usually how I end that, but phrased in a different way, so yeah, pretend that I did that.